www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab, load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking. a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your detail and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number.
One, two. Good morning. Have we had coffee yet? Not? Hence the energy is a bit low. Okay, there's some coffee there. I'm sure the people who are running the program will tell you all about it. My name is Luvuyo Bangazi. I work here at the MBDA. I work with the marketing team that invited you all to be here. Hopefully, we're going to have an amazing session. But I just hijacked someone coming down the passage. He is our CEO. The Chief Executive Officer has been with us now for 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. Mr. Anil Kraba, just asked him to come around and say hello and wish you all the best, and then I'll come back.
Morning, everyone. As indicated, my name is Anil Kraba, the CEO. Briefly, good people, for me, it's always important that we get the local guys, participating, in particular in our procurement processes. In my other life, I was responsible for local economic development, right? If you do not get your own local business benefiting in the procurement, either by government or by its entity, you are running a risk, of losing or of having small businesses in particular closing. So this is an opportune time for you to learn on how the MBDA processes are undertaken, so that at least you can be able to participate in the procurement spend of the MBDA. So ideally, Luvuyo, at the end of the financial year, we need to see a bigger component of local businesses, in particular SMMEs, participating in our SM processes. So guys, good luck and all the best. Thanks.
Let's give him a hand. It's my boss. Thank you. All right, so you've seen the notice that was published about the purpose of this session. I think the key thing for us, which led us to this, because the first time we're hosting this, is that we see a lot of mistakes. We see a lot of opportunities missed by SMEs and businesses that are looking for opportunities. You might be very good at what you do, but if it does not translate into how you package your offer, whether it's the MBDA or it's the municipality or anyone else, you stand to lose. Because silly things such as, making sure that all the documents that need to be signed are signed and signed by the right authority. That if there is a compulsory document, that it is there. If there is, compulsory briefing session that you attend, that you take up the opportunity to ask questions. I know a lot of people don't like asking questions because questions are shared with everyone else, kind of like gives away your angle. Don't think about that. At the end of the day, what you put into your bid is what will work. So the intention today, and I'm welcoming also all those who are watching us via live stream. We are on YouTube and I think Facebook Live. And this session will be there forever. So if you've missed it, you can always go back. If you didn't quite understand what someone was saying, or maybe you were out taking a call, go back. What sits on Facebook, it never goes away, and YouTube. So you'll find it there. And the important thing is that let's walk away today a bit smarter than we were when we walked in around these things. The MBDA, as most of you know, is a government entity. It's a local municipal entity. Although we operate as an entity, we are also operating as a business. We kind of straddle the line between government and public sector. But our procurement and all financial controls are strictly regulated by the Municipal Finance Management Act, MFMA. So what we do from a tender process is exactly the same, or what we have to do is exactly the same as the city or other municipalities. The difference is how we do it. Obviously, we're much smaller. We've got tighter controls in terms of how many people in bid committees, etc., etc. And for the last 20 years of our existence, since 2003, we have not had an auditor general telling us that our tender processes are dodgy or there was some funny business. Some people have taken us to court and they've lost. So you can rest assured that our systems are credible. Just the year past, we received an unqualified, in fact, a clean audit, which means that it's unqualified with no matters of emphasis. So you can trust in the process. What we've done with online tendering is important to allow everyone the opportunity to get involved. We've taken out the paper process. So, the cost of tendering have to come down. We used to buy tender documents. I don't know if any of you still do buy somewhere else. Not here. So you'll see as we go through the day, you're going to have very good speakers here who know their story. Don't walk out with questions in your head. Okay? Make sure you ask whatever you need to understand. Just to appetize you, the year that started on Monday, we have a budget of 136 million. Might sound like a lot, but it's less than 1% of the municipality's budget. Okay? It's very tiny. It's a lot, but it's tiny. So take what you can from this session and get what you can get from the tiny budget, but there's a bigger pool out there. So utilize whatever information you gain from this platform to make sure that you can spread your wings in everything else that you do. In those few words, saying you are welcome. And because I won't come back here, I must just say thanks to the team, the marketing team, SCM, and everyone involved that put this together. And hopefully you have a great time. And now I will call up the MBDA's tender chief. No, she's a supply chain manager. Her name is Sima Smaile. Please come up, Sima. Let's give her a round of applause. Enjoy the day. Oh yeah, you don't need this.
Is Albie not speaking to the e-tender?
That's why I'm asking you.
Good morning to everyone that is here this morning. My name is Sima Smaile,
Albie,
and
you're still
as
speaking to
LB
the
has
e-tendering
hinted,
system.
I'm the supply chain manager for the MBDA.
I'm just going to run the video.
I joined the
Okay,
public
okay,
sector
okay.
in 2010, so I've
Sambali?
got, I believe, quite a vast experience in the field, especially in public procurement. And the field that
Where do I sit?
we started this session with the purpose of actually wanting to diversify our supplier base, because we've noted that over the years we keep on having the same suppliers for the same services. And as an entity with a very limited budget, we think it's best to try cater for as many service providers as we can in the process. And we also want to make the tendering process easy. And in that process, we have tried to eliminate as much as we can in terms of the red tape to enable bidders to be more compliant, because we keep on losing bidders through minor administrative errors that they do. In order to take us through the session, I will also be joined by two of my colleagues, Sharif Frost, who will also introduce themselves, and there will also be Taryn Jonas, who is also in supply chain management, that will then also come up and ensure that we can have a fruitful session. Sharif?
Good morning. Thank you, Sim. This morning we're speaking a little bit about how do you get to deal with government and what will enable you to deal with government as well as its entities and institutions. So basically, government requires that every supplier and every service provider register on what is called the Central Supplier Database. For without such registration, you won't be allowed to submit a tender at the MBDA, for instance. And that will be the focus of my little chat to you this morning, to ensure that if you're already not on the CSD, as it's commonly known, that you at least have a pathway of getting there when you leave here, either attempt it by yourself or get somebody to assist you in that regard. So it's a two-step process as far as the CSD is concerned, or registration, and we'll take it from here.
Thank you very much, Sharif. Also, as I stated, we will be joined by Taryn Jonas, who is in our supply chain management department, and she will actually be taking you through the entire bid process, from the tender documents, the compliance requirements, the challenges that we have been having in the process, and to try and eliminate that for bidders. Taryn, can you also join us, please?
Good morning, everybody. I am Taryn Jonas. As Sim said, I am also from supply chain for the MBDA. I've been in the public sector now since 2008, and in SCM since 2016. So our aim today is just to enable and equip you as far as we can with knowledge on how to tender in order to do business with the MBDA and also other public institutions as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TJ. As bidders, I would assume that many of you are already established companies, but we also have those service providers that are emerging and want to tap into the business entity. So previously, we utilized the Nelson Mandela Bay supplier database. During this new financial year, this is something that we have phased out. So we are now mainly using just the National Treasury Central Supplier Database. Sharif will then assist us in taking us through how to register on the database, the type of documentation that is needed to be on the database in order for all bidders to be fully compliant, because if you are not on Central Supplier Database, you are unable to do any business with any service providers, and I think this is the same for all organs of state as well. So Sharif, can you please assist us with that process and tell us how to get bidders registered on the Central Supplier Database and look at what type of documentation that they need and any requirements that go with that process?
Thank you, Sima. So the registration on the Central Supply Database, CSD as we just commonly call it, is basically a two-stage process where you firstly have to create a user profile. And as we all know, the quickest way to get to the CSD is to search for Central Supply Database on your search engine, which should bring up the landing page, which is run by Treasury. In that regard, you will then have to create an account, and for that you will need your personal details, name, surname, ID number, name, surname, valid email address, and a valid contact number or cell phone number. That will be the first stage. So your first screen, once that is submitted, you will receive a link to your email account as well as the one-time password. So that will conclude stage 1. You are then not registered yet as per the CSD because you don't have a supplier number. The end of this stage or this registration process is to get a supplier number or an MAAA number as it is commonly known. So once you've created your own unique identification number, you would then need to log into the CSD portal on the landing page csd.gov.za. You would then have to log in with your supplier details. When you do register, you'll be required to access or submit passwords, which obviously you know passwords these days, you have to keep them because trying to get them back from the database administrator can be a challenge. So once you've logged in, now you are ready to register your company as a service provider. And there's various information that's required for the registration to be successful. There's at least about 18 steps. It's not on the screen at the moment. There's about 18 steps that you have to go through because you will be entering all the information about your company, about the directors, etc. So without going into any particular details of field by field, I'm just going to take you through the headlines of what is necessary. So you would need the supplier identification information, i.e., is your company a PTY, a CC, etc., and how does it trade? Secondly, what industry are you in? If you're in construction, that's your main category. If you are in catering, that's your main category. There are subcategories as well. You'd be required to input your contact information, i.e. contact details, and the people that would be able to work on the CSD in your company. The address information, now you keep in mind that this address information should correspond with your company address information that you have registered at other institutions and other portals as well. So it should be the address information as per your CIPC, which should link up with your address information that SARS holds. Then comes the tricky one, which is the bank account information. Now remember, you're not going to be asked to upload this information onto a portal like in e-filing where you have to submit documents. You are physically going to type in your bank account details. You have to be very careful because a lot of suppliers find this very challenging at times. If you type in your bank account information, if you company ABC Pty Limited, and you type in company ABC space Pty Limited, it's not going to verify because the computers can't speak. The computer speaks to one another with what you see as a person and the spaces that you don't see. So the space is actually regarded as a character. And those need to match up 100%. After the bank information, you have to put in your tax information, either VAT number, company registration tax number, PAY number, because the CSD uses that to speak to SA Revenue Services to verify your information. The director's information is required. After that, any associations that you have with other companies, that is where you can link that up. If there are none, and you move on to the next field. The various commodities that you are in, so you can select as per the drop-down fields what it is that you are actually trading in. We find that some people want to trade across everything within the country, but you really have to ask yourself, what is my core business? What am I going to be supplying? Am I supplying just fast cars, or am I supplying fast cars plus slow cars, etc.? So you have to distinguish in that regard. Your information in terms of who will be managing your profile on the CSD would be required, as well as whether you would like notifications. Now, you get this every day on your cell phone. When you subscribe to a website, they ask you for notifications, and 3 days later, you get all that information from different phone numbers you normally don't want. But these would be notifications depending on what comes through the portal. It could be tender information, it could be your tax status, it could be your BEE that's going to expire. So any accreditation, so if there are professional engineers that are registering, you are accredited for that particular industry. That is important because it filters through when certain searches are done. Very important is still in South Africa, your BEE information, as well as your dates, etc. Now, you might have a formal BEE verification done, or you can have an affidavit that is signed off and commissioned by a Commissioner of Arts. In that sense, remember, every BEE certificate does have a expiry date, so it's your duty to ensure that you keep an eye on your BEE information. Once you've done that, you've basically entered all your information that CSD requires for you to be considered to register as a supplier to government and its entities. The next field allows you to overview information before you submit. Once you've submitted the application and everything is 100% correct, you will then get a verification number and ultimately your vendor number, which is commonly known as the MAAA number. Are there challenges that you will have? Yes. There are certain fields at times that will speak directly to certain databases. Tax compliance is a particular issue where it would come back and it will say non-tax compliant or bank account not verified. Those are the common ones that do come back. However, if you've gone through this process and you are allocated an MAAA number, you effectively registered on the government supplier database, and you can submit or respond to tenders anywhere within the country, any municipality, any local government, any provincial government, any national tender that is out there, as well as municipal entities such as the MBDA. That is a view from the supplier side. Just keep in mind that certain government institutions use the CSD to request quotations from specific suppliers within specific areas. If you are an owner of conferencing centers and there needs to be a national program, they can actually hone in on the CSD and find out all the suppliers that are registered on there. And besides just offering it through an advert or request for quotations, those can come directly to your box. So in essence, that is the process that you need to go through without going into it field by field, but those are the steps that everybody need to follow as they are on per the CSD portal. That's in a nutshell. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharif, for that information. What I would like to highlight from what Sharif has shared with us is the fact that government has made the tendering process easier for almost all state organs of state, in that now for the MBDA specifically, you no longer need to be filling in many documentations in order for you to just become a supplier in the organization with just your forms landing in an archives box somewhere and not being utilized. We now have an online platform that we can use to actually select service providers in order for us to do business with them. It is important that you choose your commodities properly to ensure that you get selected for business opportunities that are in your field and that you've got expertise in. It's also very important that you keep your information updated on CSD, because items such as the BBBE expire after 1 year. BBBE is also one of the few elements that is still not fully integrated with all systems. So when it comes to that document, when you are tendering, we will still require you to submit a copy to us that is certified. And another key element is the tax compliance issue with CSD. As Sharif has shared, that one can become non-compliant if there's certain returns that a bidder has not submitted. In terms of the law, we are allowed to award any tenders to service providers that are non-tax compliant, meaning that if your tax matters are not in order, we will not award any tenders to you, and even if you were the selected bidder, you will then be disqualified from the process. But we do offer a grace period of 7 days in order for you to fix tax matters. So we will notify you if you've been identified as the preferred bidder, offer you the 7 days to make sure that your tax matters are in order, and if within that 7 days you are able to get them in order, then definitely you'll be awarded the bid. But if it so happens that during the process you are unable to fix your tax matters on expiry of that 7 days, then we will go to the second highest point scorer. So then you will lose that opportunity. But as the first step has been taken through by Sharif, there's also a video that played with the e-tendering portal that the MBDA now utilizes for you to submit your tenders. It's a step-by-step process, and the MBDA is always there to assist any bidders that are having challenges on that platform. But once you are registered on CSD, you also registered on our platform, which is also electronic and very easy to do. You will then be able to take part in all of our tender opportunities that we have. We've got 2 main streams of tenders that we use: informal tenders and formal tenders. And some bidders normally make some errors in differentiating between the two. So Taryn will then take us through first the informal tender process. She will highlight for us the two key differences between our formal and non-formal tenders, where to find them, and also the key items to keep in mind when submitting those tenders. TJ, if you can then take us through the informal tender process, please.
Okay, thank you. Can I just get the remote? Okay, so we're first going to chat to you about the informal tender process and sort of just explain what informal tender is. An informal tender is a tender from 0 up until 200,000, including that. And these tenders are normally awarded to bidders for a period no longer than 12 months. So it's either you can be awarded for example, supply of stationery to the value of 60,000, and that is just a once-off quotation, purchase order, you deliver, the MBD pays you within 30 working days from receipt of your invoice. And then a formal tender process is where the goods and services are required, the value of the goods and services that we require are more than 200,000 Rand, and the required service has a contract period that is longer than 12 months. All our informal tenders are advertised on our MBDA website, as well as the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium website. So we are one entity, but we've got different facilities, and the stadium has a small supply chain unit that manage their day-to-day tenders, which is your RFQs and that sort of thing. So if there are tenders for us, informal tenders at the MBDA or at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, you can find them. Okay, I went ahead of myself, but you can find them on the website. I will get to that slide shortly. But as I said, tenders under 30,000, we advertise for 3 days. Tenders over 30,000 but under 200,000, including VAT, we will advertise on our website for 7 days. Both, as I said, the MBDA and the stadium utilize a designated email address. So when we advertise the tender, we will indicate to you the email address that will be utilized for you to submit your proposal and quotations to. It is a designated email address. It will not be a personal employee's email address. It won't be another institution's email address. It would be a dedicated email address where bids are submitted to, your quotation, and any other relevant information that we require to that email address within the tendered period, being 3 days or 7 days. Failure to submit this email address timeously will deem your bid non-compliant. And then, yeah, I'll pause there for now.
On the informal tender process that TJ was taking us through, there are a few errors that bidders normally make that I want to highlight. Most importantly, she mentioned the issue of the threshold. It is very important that when we look at the threshold, that all bids that are submitted through that are advertised on our website platform, noting the number of days that we've advertised for, you must ensure that you do not have bids that exceed 200,000 Rand, inclusive of VAT. Once your bid exceeds 200,000 Rand, then automatically your bid will be disqualified, as it will be falling outside the scope of the informal tender processes. So you just need to keep in mind your pricing, ensure that you've looked at it and you've costed accordingly in terms of all the costs that would be involved. And if it is above 200,000, then obviously it would probably be looking at a fact of disqualification for bidders. Also ensure that you do not use any other email addresses except for the designated email addresses. We do not entertain any bids that are received or submitted to actual employees of the MBDA. Even if you ask them to forward it on your behalf, that bid will be disqualified. We believe in one platform for bids, one platform for submission of queries as well. And if there are briefing sessions for any of these items, we will circulate the questions that we've received to everyone that took part in that briefing session and not just to the person that asked the question, to ensure fairness in our processes. We then also have a second element of our tendering processes, the formal tenders, which carries a higher value from 200,000 Rand. So Taryn will be taking you through the bid document and looking at the key things that you need to look out for. When it comes to the admin functions, we've tried to simplify it as much as possible within the law. As I said, we're very regulated. But we've now stopped disqualifying bids for admin errors, if I can put it that way. Where previously you would have found that bids are disqualified because there are certain documents you have not signed, or you'd be disqualified because of there's a line item, not in terms of pricing, that maybe you have circled. Anything that will not affect the capacity of the bid in terms of showing the expertise, you will not be disqualified for that. We need all bidders not to be in the service of the state. So if you fail to declare or tick the box that says, I am not in the service of the state, and your bid is compliant and meets the functionality requirements, we will give an opportunity to that bidder to say that you missed to tick this box, clarify for us, are you actually in the service of the state, are you not in the service of the state? If you're not in the service of the state, we then deem that it is an error that you made, that you just failed to tick a box. But the failure of ticking a box doesn't mean that your bid or you are incapable of offering a service. We understand that at times there are certain administration errors. So Taryn will be taking you through in terms of how we've tried to simplify the bid process, how you need to structure your proposals so that we are able to give you the points that you need to get where we can. And another key thing that we found is that as the MBDA, we've got a very small service provider offering. So just because we know that you come from ABC Consulting, you've worked with us as a ABC Consulting, if you have not submitted information in your actual proposal, we will not evaluate you based on what we know. We can only evaluate you in what you've submitted in your proposal, and we deem all bidders as first-time submissions at that point in time. So you need to ensure that your proposals are structured in such a way that it gives us full information as to your full service offering in order for us to then be able to substantiate the points that we give to you. So Taryn will then assist us and take us through the compliance documents that are needed. She will look at the actual tender document, what you need to look out for functionality, key areas that are made in the pricing elements, and all items or challenges that we've picked up in terms of the tender process and the actual tender document that we've got as the MBDA. Over to you, TJ.
Thank you, Sima. So I just wanted to mention, while we are speaking, if there is any questions that you, or points of clarity that you do want us to chat to later, once we've done providing you with information, please keep a note so that we can get to it later. But as Sima said, I'll be moving on to formal tenders. So as I explained, formal tenders are greater than 200,000, whatever goods or services we may need at a time or any other public institution may require. And there's a possibility that the contract period will also be longer than 12 months. That will be, for example, banking services, ICT, professional services like architects, structural engineers, those sort of things. So when we issue our tender documents, we advertise it in our local newspaper as well as on our website. And for construction bids, they are also advertised on CIDB. So you will find it there. Our tender document outlines when the tender is advertised, when there will be a briefing session. It will also indicate to you whether the briefing session is compulsory or not compulsory. When a briefing session is compulsory, it means that a representative or the owner of the company must be present at the briefing session. Failure to be at that briefing session will deem you non-compliant, and there won't be a purpose for you submitting a bid as you were not at the compulsory briefing session. Details about location of the briefing session, time, is also indicated on the tender document and the tender advert. Details regarding queries, who to respond to for the queries related to the tender is also provided. We respond within 24 hours to all our 10 queries. We've got a dedicated person who receives an email. It's also a dedicated email address. It's not a personal staff member's email address. It's a dedicated email address which is managed, and all your queries are received and attended to in due course. The tender document also indicates to you the time and date for when you need to submit your tender. All our tenders require one physical document submitted at our offices, and then one electronic submission on our e-tender portal. We will circulate that video on how to register on our tender system and later, and also how to submit your electronic copy onto the e-tender portal. Then we go into the tender document. So we find that, like Sima says, bidders will just by an administrative error not submit this company registration information, a tax certificate, not fully complete the authority of signature. That document indicates who the company directors or board members or members, depending on your business registration, has authorized to sign on this particular tender. So you need to complete that in full. Like Sima says, if the document is not completed in full at bid evaluation stage, the bidder would be allowed an opportunity to rectify any missing places in that tender document. Things like your B certificate. It is important to ensure that your B certificate is still valid, and you submit, and your bid won't be deemed non-responsive if you do fail to submit your B certificate, but if you do not submit it, you will score 0 points, unfortunately. But I will come to that, how we work out price in B. There's a price evaluation element to our tender process. Then we require bidders to submit a valid tax certificate or PIN. Like we said, this document is sometimes missed by bidders, but in the past, they would be deemed non-responsive for non-submission. But fortunately, times have changed, and bidders are then we are allowed to request this document, and also CSD has a live interface with SARS, so we are able ourselves to check whether a service provider is tax compliant at any time, any day. Then bidders need to submit your company registration information. There is an affidavit, however, that we cannot allow you to send back to you to fill in. That is, you're just declaring that the information is true and correct. And you can either fill it out as a natural person or a juristic person, that you sign as the applicant, and it also gets signed off by a Commissioner of Oaths. Please bear in mind that when you sign the affidavit, it must be signed in the presence of the Commissioner of Oaths and dated on the same day. The dates cannot differ. Then there are other declarations that need to be completed, like declaring that you're not in the service of the state. There are different questions within that declaration that needs to be completed. A declaration of the bidder's past supply chain management practices. This just is for us to ensure that goods or services are being procured in a proper way and the system is not abused. Then you need to submit a certificate of independent bid determination that you have not colluded, confirming that you have not colluded with another bidder or competitor in the submission of your bid. And then lastly, the last page of our tender document, we have a checklist. This checklist outlines all the returnable documents. But like we said, the tender document does prompt you on each and every page what we are looking to see. There's a checklist at the end of the document. You are able to go back and check, did I do this, did I do that? And then you know you've got everything there. So that is the administrative component of your bid submission. Then we go to the functionality requirements. So for example, we are looking for someone to do waste management at the stadium or recycling, or we are looking for a professional architect to work for us. Our specification is going to outline the skill that we're looking for, the qualification that we're looking for if it's required, the number of years experience and projects of a similar nature. For example, if it is a professional architect or quantity surveyor or a civil engineer, maybe a specific project that we've been mandated to do requires green building experience. So all of the service requirements will be detailed in the specification of the tender, which we call the scope of work. Our functionality criteria, which is also stated in the document, will then speak to that scope that we are looking for, the specific service or the specific good. And the criterion there will speak to that, and bidders have to submit the relevant information relating to that. So bidders need to ensure that if we're asking for similar experience, you submit your company profile, you submit the relevant CVs of the designated staff that would be doing the work. You submit, you've got the vehicles that you need to come and pick up and dispose of waste, that you can work with hazardous waste, you've got that certification. You are an architect, so you've got the registration. You are a civil engineer, you submit your registration as a civil engineer. And I think you understand what I'm meaning when I speak about that. So then there will be a minimum functionality score for each bid. So the bid evaluation committee will then score you on what you submit. As Sima says, we may know you as an ICT company who is fantastic and who has provided service to us in the past, but you failed to submit critical information. We can't use our knowledge of you to score you on a specific bid. You need to submit the information. So then you would need to meet that minimum functionality requirement in order for us to review your pricing. The bid document makes provision for pricing. It's normally itemized, and bidders are encouraged to make sure that they read through their pricing pricing sheet in the tender document properly and price accordingly. Ensure that your rates are competitive and market related, to ensure that your price in your bid is competitive. Once we have done that, when a bidder has been evaluated under functionality, we have checked their costing proposal. Bidders then go to our price evaluation, where bidders are then evaluated on their price submission and specific goals. Specific goals is made up of your BBB score and other specific goals. For us at the moment, it's if you're registered, if your business is owned by women, youth, locality, but those specific goals are determined within the tender document. Other municipalities may have other specific goals, but there is always a BBB component score that is accompanied with the specific goal. Once we evaluate all the compliant bidders on the pricing evaluation, the price evaluation will determine the highest scorer. And then that normally becomes the identified preferred bidder who scores the highest points. That score is normally out of 100, so we follow the 80-20 preference point system, 80 for price and 20 for preference specific goals. I actually forgot to go through the slides, but we can make the slide available. Like I said, functionality criteria, our pricing requirements, we encourage you to price correctly. Oh, and if sometimes when we are working like in security industry, we're calling for services for security, those industries are normally regulated in terms of wage determination, gazetted rates, and we encourage bidders to utilize the minimum government gazetted rates for those specific industries. And that's all for me at this point. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, TJ. What I'd like to highlight from this portion in terms of the formal tenders, I'd already spoken on the compliance section, whereby I did say that if there's any admin errors or omissions made by bidders, we only allow you an opportunity to submit or to fix that portion of your document. However, when it comes to functionality and when it comes to pricing, those two elements, we do not allow any second takes on that. We believe that functionality actually showcases what it is that you can do relative to other bidders, so it will show your competitive advantage, and giving you another chance to fix that would then be unfair to other bidders. That's the same as when it comes to pricing. The pricing that you've submitted with your tender document is the pricing that will hold. So if we pick up these any errors on your document, whether it's arithmetical errors, we will recalculate that. If it comes to a lesser price or a higher price, we then just give you an opportunity to say to you that we have calculated your bid. You have quoted us at 200,000 Rand, or because it's formal, we say you've quoted us at 280, but when we calculate it, we find that it's actually 250. Are you able to accept the lower price of 250, or do you want your price of 280 to hold? Those are the only clarifications we'll do when it comes to that, but we will not be giving you any other unfair chances relative to other bidders. We've simplified our tender documents and we use one template to ensure that bidders are not confused. And you will find with functionality, we normally have an annexure, we normally call it annexure B. So if you look out for annexure B, if we're looking for experience, 10 years of your civil engineer, of your architect, we will state in table format, name your nominated civil engineer. You put their name, you put their qualification, you put their number of years of experience. You can substantiate this in your proposal with their CVs and any other relevant documentation, but we give you prompts in Annexure B so that we ensure that you will always have a bid that is compliant. So if you put in all of those details and according to Annexure B, you will always have a bid that is fully compliant. However, if you miss Annexure B, maybe you just refer us to your own document that you've submitted, you may find that you may miss a key element in the tender document that will make you non-responsive. For pricing as well, as Taryn has stated, there are certain industries that have minimum gazetted rates. If you quote below the gazetted rates, as an organ of state, we are unable to accept your bids because we always to ensure that we follow the law as fully as we can. Actually, we follow the law fully, not even as fully as we can. So if you do not use the minimum gazetted rates, we will not be able to accept your bid, nor will we allow you a second opportunity to fix your pricing. At all stages, you must be fully compliant. Whether it is UIF, whether it is any other regulated matters, you need to be fully compliant. And even in our service level agreements, we've put in mechanisms now to ensure that you are paying your service providers in the manner that you should, because we're paying you based on the costing that you've given us, stating that you will be paying your security guard a certain rate. We need to then substantiate that maybe when we have our supplier performance reviews to show us, are you actually paying your employees in line with the SLA that you've signed with us, in line with the money that we are paying you? Because at the end of the day, we are utilizing tax money to make sure that we render services out there. So we take care of our service providers, but in turn, our service providers need to take care of their employees as well. So from our tendering side, I think this takes care of the registration in terms of CSD, our portal, taking you through our company, and in terms of taking you through our actual tender document for both formal and informal, and also noting that we are an entity of the municipality. So all our tender processes need to follow all municipal regulations. From my side, I think that would be all of it. Maybe it's time, Asanda, to open it up for question and answer.
Good morning, everyone. So we'll take a few questions on the floor. Online is a matter of comment. There are no questions over there. So anyone with a question, there will be a roving mic around and we'll quickly answer them while we're here.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Let me stand up. Thank you for the brief. Look, you said every company needs to be tax compliant. Do they have to be VAT registered?
Before we take the other one, let me take a set of 3 before we answer the one. I've got one hand here, any other hand, last one.
Is there a place where we can access the compliance documents?
There is one by Anna.
Where do you drop off the written tender?
Written as in for submission. Okay. Is that 3? Okay, cool. Sima, we can tackle those with your team.
I believe all companies, yes, must be tax compliant, but when it comes to VAT, there are certain company regulation rules in terms of your turnover that you would need to look at. For VAT registration, I think there's a threshold. I'm not sure of the correct amount now, but I think it's $1 million, if I'm correct, Sharif?
It's $1 million.
It's $1 million, yes. So if your turnover is $1 million and above, then you can be VAT registered. But in terms of tax purposes, it is only tax compliance at this stage that we look at, and only VAT if you then meet the VAT criteria. For the second one, can you just clarify for me when you speak about the compliance documents, which documents you're referring to?
Maybe for informal or even for formal tenders?
For informal tenders, normally our advert is just a 2-pager, so we will state on that advert what the minimum requirements will be. And when we put up the advert, it will be the 2 pages followed by the compliance documents. For informal quotations, at this point in time, we only need the declaration of interest, which states that you are not in the service of the state, and also an MBD9 that states that you are an independent company, you are not in collusion with any other company for the submission of your quotation. So that would be with informal tender. Also for the formal tenders, on the actual document, you will have all of the compliance documents. I said we work with annexure, so our annexure A will be our specification, our annexure B is our functionality, annexure C is our pricing. Anything from D, I think up till F, will be your compliance ones that you look at. So your declarations, where you put your BEE, and also the MBD9 in terms of independence, and also your past supply chain practices. So all of those are in the document sequentially. So if you go through as a step by step in the document, you'll be able to get through all of those documents. To answer the question about the submission of the physical copy, through that door behind us, you will find our reception's desk, and the tender document box is just opposite where she sits. It's very important to note that when you submit your tender documents, your physical copy, whether you're doing it yourself or through courier, that is submitted in the correct tender box to ensure fairness and to ensure that the process, the integrity of the process is upheld. We only open the tender box for the bid that we are opening. So if we've got 2 bids at a certain point in time, maybe for stationery, maybe for event services, and you've got your bid here for event services, you need to make sure that you submit it in the event services box, because if you put in the stationery box, we will not open that box at all, and it will only open on the date that the tenders close. And there's a camera that we've got in the foyer where the tender boxes are, so we are not allowed to have any access to the tender box up until the tender closes. So if your bid's in the incorrect box, unfortunately, it will be disqualified.
Thank you. I will take another round of 3 questions.
Hi, I just want to know that the boxes, are those for informal tenders as well, or only for formal?
Thank you. Any other questions? I think that's our last one. Second last.
Just a quick one. If you get the tender and you don't, say now, if the events company, and you don't pay your suppliers, but you've gotten paid, how do you guys look back at the company that you're using at the moment to see if they're actually paying their suppliers?
Thank you. I just wanted to ask, in terms of, since locality plays a big role, in terms of the requirements and the municipal billing clearance certificate being one of the requirements when it comes to the formal tendering. So in terms of companies which have addresses outside of the NMP, do you normally consider those tenders? Yeah.
TJ, do you want to take some?
TJ, are you going to take some?
Okay, I can take one.
Yes, thank you.
I think the first one was payment of third-party suppliers, or was it boxes? Oh, boxes for informal and formal. So, as I mentioned earlier, when we request for quotations, it's advertised on our website. There is a designated email address where we receive those submissions electronically, all done electronically. However, if a bidder doesn't have access to a computer or the internet, Wi-Fi, data, or it's load shedding at the time of, or will be load shedding close to the time of that informal tender closing, they are able to submit a hard copy document. But our preference is for it to be submitted online to the designated email address. Then all our formal tenders, we require a physical copy submitted at reception in the correct tender box, and then the electronic document must be submitted on our e-tender portal on or before the same time that the physical submission must be closed. Most 99% of the time our tenders close at 12 p.m., which means the cutoff for your physical submission is 12 p.m. The cutoff for your electronic submission on the e-tender portal is also 12 p.m. I don't know if Sima wants to add anything to that.
No, I think that's in order for all the submissions. In terms of the one for locality, CSD is a platform that is used by suppliers themselves, so you input your own address. You don't have to input any other documentations to prove your address. So as a mechanism from our side, you will need to submit, in order to substantiate the locality points for specific goals, your proof of either your billing clearance certificate that you can get from your municipality. If you cannot submit a billing clearance certificate, you can submit statement of account in the address that you are claiming for. So if you're saying you're from Port Elizabeth, while we're looking at local economic development, you need to have a registered office in PE. Your registered office would then probably come with either a statement of account or with a lease agreement. We accept those as well, over and above the billing clearance certificate. For the payment of suppliers, we don't have any official mechanisms at this point in time that we can utilize to ensure that bidders pay their suppliers. What we have been relying on in the past is, or what we found is that if service providers are unhappy, not our service providers, but the third parties that are used by our service providers, they will normally make contact with us to let us know that ABC company has not paid us, and then we will then intervene at that point in time. However, we do not have any official mechanisms because our main point of contract is with our suppliers and not their third parties. But we do try to initiate a process in there to speak to our service providers and to ensure that those complaints are resolved, as it affects our reputation as a company as well. We did try, I think it was our latest bid, our security services bid, to say that we normally have monthly or quarterly service provider reviews that we are doing with our suppliers. And we said for service contracts such as those, with employees that we can actually see in the workplace, it is better for them to nominate one representative from their own employees that can form part of that meeting. It assists us in terms of having a transparent process between us and our service provider and the service providers that they are utilizing. That is something that is relatively new that we're using now, that we're doing. So I cannot speak to its effectiveness at this point in time, but we will be monitoring it through this new financial year to see how we can take it forward.
Thank you. Any last round? We're now gonna be closing. If you're not putting up your hand, going once, going twice, and gone. Sima, if you can do me a favor, I don't know who between yourself or TJ, just to take us through our e-tendering. We didn't cover that part, our e-tendering system, please, because I feel that's one of our most important MBDA way to register and to tender. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Asta. In terms of the electronic tendering process, something that we started during COVID-19 when we had the challenges regarding the submission of our bids. and everything just happened to, on a very quick space of time, went electronically. So we developed a portal whereby you can register. This is way faster than I'm speaking. Do you want to do the sound for that instead, Asanda? Do you want to do the sound instead for the video? Because it seems to be going at a much faster pace than me.
Submit your tender. Step 3, track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record the tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za. Introducing the MBDA e-tender system, a safe, convenient, and easily accessible opportunity to do business. Here is a step-by-step guide. Step 1. To register, go to www.mbda.co.za and click on the Tenders tab to load the Tenders page. Then click on the Register button. Fill in your details and create a strong password. Look out for the security code, punch it in, and press Register. Once you have completed these steps, a verification email will be sent to your email. Go to your email and verify the link to complete your registration. Voila, you're registered. Step 2. Now take up the available tendering opportunities. Log in to view tenders with your email and password. Then click on the Tenders tab and choose Available Tenders. Here you will find all the available tenders listed. Click on the tender you would like to respond to. Here you will find all the details of the tender. Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3. Track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za.
Well, I believe then that takes you through our tendering process. As you can see, it is a very easy to use electronic process, but we have had some bidders not uploading their tender documents on this platform, which affects your responsiveness to the tender. I always believe to say that it is best to do the process early. You don't have to submit your tender to us early, but you can make sure that you do it, you upload your documents, and you save your tender as you go along, because it becomes very difficult on the day of the tender for us to assist you, especially when there are many queries, if you're finding that you've got any technological challenges. Being in the space that we are now and our current reality of load shedding as well, it's something that we need to take into account, that if you've saved it early, you would be able to, from either your phone or any platform, to just quickly upload your document for submission. So the earlier you do it, the better, and the earlier you can detect any challenges that you have. So this is the platform that we are taking through our financial year, that we need all our bidders to be compliant on. We've also got, before you submit it, so it allows you to upload certain documents. So any compulsory documents, we try to prompt you as well, that if it wants a certificate for whatever industry you are in, we will put it there as a compulsory, so that you are unable to submit your document if you have not submitted that particular document. So along the way, there are prompts to make sure that we get quality bids and to make sure that all our service providers can be compliant. I believe that it is best when you are disqualified because of your pricing, instead of being disqualified because your proposal was not in order. So everything that we do, we strive to ensure that we get all bids compliant up to the pricing stage, and the pricing is then left up to the bidder themselves, because that is based on your own costing structures, and to ensure the competitiveness of the process. We've also had panels that we've been putting in place. As I said, we're trying to increase our supplier base. We've had panels of tenders that we've put in place. Unfortunately, our response rate on these ones has not been so good. You'd expect if you're going out on a panel that you can have at least a minimum of 5 service providers, because I believe there are many service providers in the Bay, but you may find that we get only 2 that are responsive. So I would like to urge everyone that's here, if you see our panel of services going out, to take the opportunity and to submit your compliant proposals in order for us to be able to tap into your services, because normally those panels are valid for a period of 3 years. And the response rate that we are getting from that them has not been that high. Either the response is high, but the bids are not being compliant. So I'd just like to urge service providers to take that opportunity and to look out for those panels and to submit the compliant bid. Also for RFQs, we advertise them on a weekly basis. We don't have a specific day of the week that we do it. So keep on looking at the MBDA website, keep on looking at the stadium's website to see the opportunities that we've got out there. We do not want to be appointing the same service providers over and over again, but those that have seen or noted the fact that they know we always advertise on these platforms on a weekly basis, they take up the chance. So we'd like to see as many new service providers as we can on those channels as well. Thank you very much, Yvonne, and thank you, Asa.
Thanks a lot, Usima. I'm gonna now be doing the closing of the session if there are no more other questions. So firstly, I would like to share my take home, my bad goals, my scaffolding, or whatever you wanna call it. I think for me, what is important for SCM is times. You keep your times, is to attend your briefings. So closing, submission, time is very important. 5 minutes late, you won't be accepted. My second scaffolding is to register on our e-tendering system, your CSDs. We're making tendering very easy at the click of the button. It's like you share, subscribe, you follow for more, and you keep on updated. To my panelists, I would like to thank you very much for taking this on. This information session is very important, especially now that we are opening our new financial year that just started Monday. And to everyone else who attended, I hope this was a fruitful event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Click on the Respond to Tender button. This will take you through to the tender application. Answer all the questions and upload the relevant documents. Once this is done, you can save or submit your tender. Step 3, track your tender. Once you have submitted your tender, you will receive a tracking number. Please take note and record this tracking number. You will also receive a confirmation email for more information. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Email publictenders@mbda.co.za.